Have you ever wondered how to become the best version of yourself in your relationships? It's a question many of us ponder. We long for respect and genuine affection from those around us. But how do we achieve genuine admiration? Not just for superficial qualities or accomplishments, but for who we truly are at our core. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share this video. This helps us reach more people and allows more folks to benefit from these valuable lessons. Imagine each relationship as an adventure, and you are the explorer of yourself. You want to discover the hidden treasures within your soul and share them with others. But to do this, you need a map. A path that leads to understanding, connection, and ultimately, love. Today, I will guide you in discovering your true worth in a relationship based on 9 ancient Stoic philosophical lessons. Pay attention, as these are not just empty pieces of advice you usually hear. It's about empowering yourself in ways you might not have imagined. Get ready to illuminate the mysteries of cultivating a life full of love and meaningful relationships built on mutual respect and inner strength. Understanding your true value. How does Stoicism relate to understanding your value in relationships? The Stoics believed in focusing on what we have control over. Guess what? Your self-worth is entirely in your hands. It's not about how many likes you receive on social media or if someone shows interest in you. It's about how you see and appreciate yourself. Imagine this. You are a precious gemstone. Not everyone recognizes the value of a rare gem, right? Some may pass by without noticing its importance. But this does not diminish the gem's value. It remains precious, rare, and unique. That is you. Your value doesn't decrease just because someone doesn't notice it. Let's be honest. We have all experienced rejection and felt inadequate, especially in today's world where everyone seems to be thriving. But here's the key point. With a Stoic perspective, your value doesn't depend on someone else's validation. It is tied to how you conduct yourself, your principles, and your actions. Are you compassionate? Are you honest? Do you live according to your values? That is where your true value lies. The Stoics believed in reflecting on oneself. So, pause for a moment to consider your qualities. Not just the obvious ones, but the deeper aspects of what truly matters. You will find strength. In relationships, it's about finding strength in your own value, your self-esteem, whether others recognize it or not. Remember, understanding your worth is not a one-time event. It's a continuous journey, a practice that evolves over time. It's about waking up every day and acknowledging to yourself that you are valuable, not because of someone else's opinion, but because of the inherent qualities that make you who you are. Presenting yourself with dignity. Before you start imagining a Stoic as a severe, unsmiling figure from ancient times, let me clarify. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or being indifferent. It's about understanding what deserves your energy and what does not. And guess what? The way you present yourself deserves your energy. Let's talk about what it means to present yourself with dignity in relationships. Have you ever noticed that sometimes we make great efforts to impress someone only to lose sight of who we really are? We change the way we dress, the way we talk, all in the hope of gaining approval. But here's the key point. Your self-respect is not tied to your style of clothes or the trendy places you visit. It's about how you present yourself, the things you do, and the decisions you make. Imagine you are in a classroom observing 2 students' presentations. One student is flamboyant, using grandiose words and gestures to impress the audience, while the other student is composed and speaks with confidence without any pretension. Which student do you think makes a lasting impression? Often it's the one who is genuine and comfortable in their own skin. This highlights the importance of presenting yourself with dignity. The Stoics, known for their philosophy of self-control and virtue, emphasize the importance of living honestly and respecting oneself. So how does this apply to dating today? It's simple. Be authentically yourself. If you love diving into books, embrace that. If you have a strong passion for something, let that shine through. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about feeling comfortable and secure in who you are, understanding that you are valuable just as you are. And here's another crucial point. treating yourself with respect. The way you treat yourself sets the standard for how others will treat you. If you are always criticizing yourself, you are essentially saying it's acceptable for others to do the same. However, when you respect yourself, value your time and energy, you are making a bold statement. I deserve respect and expect to be treated accordingly. Think about what Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, said. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. In relationships, it's not just about your appearance or words, but your responses and behavior in various situations. Do you react with desperation? Are you sacrificing your principles to fit in? Or do you remain true to yourself, even if it means standing alone? This doesn't require perfection. We are all human, with our flaws and awkward moments. What matters is how you handle these moments. Do you crumble under pressure, or do you stay strong, learn, and move forward? Let's take a moment to reflect. Beginning to show more dignity to ourselves might involve setting clear boundaries or saying no to things that don't align with our values. It might also mean treating ourselves with more compassion and respect. When you see yourself as worthy of respect, others will start to see that too. The art of nonverbal communication. I understand if this seems a bit old-fashioned or rigorous at first glance, but please hear me out. It's not about being hard to approach. It's about respecting yourself and recognizing your value. So, what does Stoicism have to say about this? Stoicism teaches us how to control ourselves and stay strong, but not in a rigid or boring way. It's about understanding what really matters and not giving that away easily. In a world where we want things immediately and keep scrolling endlessly, the Stoic seems like a breath of fresh air. Think about it. In relationships or when we are getting to know someone, there is often this rush to share everything, our time, our space, our deepest feelings. But the Stoics suggested taking a step back. Why? Because when something is always available, it loses its specialness. That's how humans are. If you are always available when someone needs you, always saying yes to everything, where is the excitement, the mystery, the anticipation? Let's talk about how to set boundaries gracefully, the Stoic way. First, it starts with your appearance. Dressing stylishly yet modestly is not just about looks. It sends a message. It communicates, I respect myself. You are not hiding, but also not revealing everything at once. It's about finding a balance, expressing, there is more to me than what you see. Another crucial aspect is managing your time and focus. In a hyper-connected world, being selective about who gets your time is a significant choice. It's not about playing games. It's about asserting, my time is precious and I prioritize it thoughtfully. When you are with someone, be fully present and engaged. However, when you are not, it's okay to be unavailable, dedicating your energy to your own life, interests, and personal development. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional self-control. It doesn't advocate being cold or disconnected. It encourages maintaining a balanced perspective. This means not allowing minor things to affect you deeply. It's about preserving inner peace and composure. You don't give your emotional energy to everyone. It's something that must be earned, just like you allocate your time and attention selectively. I'm not suggesting you become insensitive or distant like a Stoic statue. We are all human, and genuine connections are essential for a fulfilling life. However, there is something valuable in maintaining a steady pace and forming connections that are not based solely on immediate gratification. It's about creating meaningful relationships that have depth and durability, something that goes beyond instant access and quick fixes. It's important to note that setting boundaries is not about playing tricks or controlling situations. It's about respecting yourself and staying true to your principles. It's about demonstrating, not just through words but through actions, that you value yourself and deserve to be treated with respect. Being ready to let go. In Stoicism, there is a powerful idea about letting go, not in a distant or indifferent manner, but understanding what we can change and what we cannot. One of the most empowering actions we can take is to decide whether to stay or leave a situation that does not align with our well-being. This becomes particularly significant in relationships. We have all been there, haven't we? Being in a place where we know we deserve better but choose to stay. It might be the fear of loneliness, the fear of change, or simply the hope for improvement. But this is where Stoicism comes in. It teaches us that we have the power to stay or leave situations that go against our principles, and we can choose a different path. This doesn't imply that you should give up as soon as things get tough. Relationships require effort, understanding, and time. However, it's crucial to understand your self-worth and principles so deeply that when something fundamentally contradicts them, you are prepared to move on. It's about having that inner resilience, that stoic courage to affirm, "I respect myself too much to settle for less than I deserve." Let's delve deeper into this idea. Being ready to leave a situation is about respecting yourself. It means upholding what you believe and knowing your own value. It doesn't have to be a dramatic exit. Sometimes it's a quiet choice, a peaceful realization that this isn't right for you. Of course, it can be scary. I understand that feeling. The uncertain future can be intimidating. But think of our Stoic friends. They showed us the importance of facing challenges with bravery and accepting life's uncertainties. It's about understanding that sometimes the most empowering action is to let go of something that doesn't align with your path. This perspective can transform everything. When you are in a relationship and realize that you are there because it reflects your values, not because you are afraid to leave, it's a game changer. It changes the whole dynamic. You are not staying out of desperation or fear. You are staying because it's your genuine choice. And here's the main point. When you bravely walk away from what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. It's like clearing the past to welcome the future. It's about having faith that better things are waiting for you and giving yourself the chance to discover them. Let's remember that being ready to move on is not about being aloof or indifferent. It's about valuing and caring for ourselves enough to say, "I deserve something better." It's about embodying Stoicism when challenges arise, understanding that our value doesn't depend on anyone else, silently establishing boundaries. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of actions over words. The Stoics advocated demonstrating rather than merely declaring beliefs. This is particularly relevant when discussing setting boundaries in relationships. It's one thing to talk about your boundaries, but it's much more impactful to show them through your actions. Consider this. It's easy to declare, "I won't tolerate mistreatment." But the real test is when you encounter such behavior. Will you uphold your boundary or give in? That is where true strength lies. Not in words, but in actions. I understand this is not simple. It can be challenging, especially when emotions are involved. However, let's remember the wisdom of the Stoics. We have the power to choose our responses to situations. If someone crosses a boundary, it's your response that establishes and reinforces that boundary, not just your words. Let's imagine a situation where honesty is a fundamental value for you, and someone lies. How you respond in that moment shows how serious you are about your boundaries. If you choose to address the issue calmly or decide to walk away, your actions demonstrate your commitment to your values. It's not about causing a scene, but about showing self-respect by reacting in a way that aligns with what you believe. This approach can make a significant difference in relationships. When others see that you have clear boundaries and are willing to enforce them, they gain a better understanding of what you will and will not accept. It's about nurturing self-respect and staying committed to it. Let's delve into a fundamental concept with a simple approach. It's not just the significant events that matter, but also the everyday moments. How do you react when plans change abruptly or when someone doesn't value you enough? Do you brush it off? Or do you calmly express through words and actions that such behavior is not acceptable? This is where Stoic mindfulness comes in. It's about paying attention to the here and now and how you respond to it. Are your actions aligned with your boundaries? Are you being authentic to yourself? It's important to be mindful of the small moments because often that's where your boundaries are truly tested. As we go through our day and interact with others, let's strive to incorporate a touch of Stoicism in expressing our boundaries. It's not about being stubborn or inflexible. It's about having that inner guide that shapes how we act and respond. And trust me, when you adopt this approach, people notice. They start to see you as someone who not only sets boundaries, but also values themselves enough to uphold them. Actions speak louder than words. As we've learned, Stoicism is about using practical wisdom. It means judging people based on what they do, not just what they say. In our world, many people say beautiful things but don't follow through. This is especially true in relationships. The Stoics advise us to see beyond the charm and focus on actions, focusing on actions over words. The Stoics encourage us to pay attention to actions because actions reveal what is real. Consider this. It's easy for someone to say all the right things, promise things, and paint a flawless future. But do they actually do what they say? Do their actions support their words? That's where the truth lies. Let's be honest for a moment. We have all been there. We meet someone, they say wonderful things, and we get enchanted. But as time passes, their actions don't match their words. They promise to call, but don't. They make plans only to cancel at the last minute. Yet, we still hold on to their words. This is when our Stoic mindset should take the reins. Stoicism reminds us not to be swayed by words or overwhelmed by emotions. It's about being logical and seeing reality clearly. When someone's actions don't match their words, that's a red flag. It's like the universe saying, "Hey, pay attention. Something is not right here." This mindset changes how you handle relationships. Instead of being swept away by sweet words and promises, you start noticing the small details. How do they behave? Do they keep their promises? Are they present for you not just in words but in meaningful actions? Here's the fascinating part. When you focus on what people do instead of just what they say, you set a standard. You are telling them, "I'm not just listening to your words, I'm watching your actions." And that really makes an impact. They realize they can't just talk their way into your life. They need to prove they are genuine and worthy of your trust. But remember, this isn't about being negative or distrustful of everyone. It's about being wise, protecting your feelings with a dose of Stoic perception. It means not letting emotions carry you away, but staying realistic. So, let's remember to pay attention to actions, not just words. Let's approach love with a Stoic mindset, being logical, observant, and thoughtful. Because in the end, actions weigh more than words. Cultivating healthy skepticism. Stoicism and reality are closely linked. The Stoics believed in understanding situations as they are, not as we wish they were. This philosophy is particularly useful in love and dating. We have all been there, haven't we? When someone says all the right things, we are eager to believe them, even when there are red flags we choose to ignore. This is where adopting a Stoic mindset can be beneficial. Having a healthy skepticism is like having a superpower. It doesn't mean being pessimistic or mistrustful. It's about staying realistic and not accepting everything blindly. It involves being observant, asking questions, and not rushing into things without careful consideration. Imagine this scenario. You meet someone new, and they seem fantastic. They are saying all sorts of lovely things, even talking about a future together. But it's only been a short period of time. Your Stoic, skeptical mindset would advise you to take it slow, to wait and see if their actions align with their words, and to observe how things develop. It's like a gentle touch of reality urging you not to get carried away by passion and to remain grounded and watchful. This skepticism isn't about bombarding the other person with questions or doubting their every move. It's about being thoughtful. It means not just listening to what they say, but also observing their actions. It involves taking the time to truly understand someone, to see if they are consistent and genuine. The Stoics emphasized using logic and reason, not just being driven by emotions. In relationships, this approach is crucial. When emotions take over, we can overlook important details. But when we combine our feelings with a dose of skepticism and logical thinking, we allow ourselves to see things more clearly. And here is another important aspect. It's about protecting your heart. By maintaining a bit of skepticism, you are not rushing into something without certainty. You are giving yourself the opportunity to truly understand the other person, rather than projecting your desires onto them. So, let's remember the importance of adopting a touch of Stoic skepticism. It's about being smart, mindful, and not letting emotions overwhelm us. It's about protecting ourselves and our emotional well-being. It's not about closing ourselves off, but approaching new opportunities with careful consideration and wisdom. Saying no with confidence. In Stoicism, it's important to uphold your values and have the courage to remain true to yourself. This is especially relevant when it comes to saying no in relationships. It means understanding your beliefs and not hesitating to uphold your expectations, even if it causes some disruption. Imagine you are in a relationship, and your partner proposes something that doesn't feel right to you. It might be moving too fast or asking you to do something against your values. The easy choice might seem to go along with it, but that's where your Stoic mindset becomes crucial. Saying no in these situations is about valuing yourself, your beliefs, and your boundaries. Let's be realistic. This is not a walk in the park. It can be incredibly difficult, especially when you care about the person. That little voice in your head keeps whispering, "What if saying no drives them away?" But hey, here's the point. You need to summon your courage. Stoicism is not just about dealing with external things. It's also about facing our internal struggles head-on. Saying no is about self-respect. It's about showing that you value yourself enough not to accept anything less than what you deserve. Of course, this comes with a risk. You might end up losing the person. However, here's the important point. If refusing something against your values drives someone away, maybe they weren't the right match for you in the first place. Taking this approach can truly transform the dynamic of a relationship. When someone realizes you are not afraid to say no and that you won't compromise your values just to please them, it changes how they see you. It shows that you have self-respect and that you value yourself. And let me tell you, that's incredibly attractive. Here's another Stoic perspective. Saying no is not just about setting boundaries with others, but also about being true to yourself. It's about recognizing your genuine desires and needs in a relationship and staying true to them. It's about not letting the fear of loneliness push you into decisions that don't align with your true self. Let's take a moment to affirm that saying no is not just acceptable but essential. It's about staying authentic to ourselves and living with integrity, as the Stoics emphasized. It's about nurturing relationships based on mutual respect and sincere connection, not fear and concession. Never chase, always value. This ties in well with everything we've been talking about, especially when we see it through our Stoic perspective. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. This idea is very impactful when we think about relationships. It means realizing that chasing someone who is pulling away from us is not only futile, but also goes against our self-worth and knowing our own value. Imagine this situation. You are dating someone, and everything seems great, but then they start to pull away. Our natural reaction, which we've all experienced, is to chase after them, try to close that gap. But that's where Stoicism can guide us. The Stoics would ask, why are you chasing something that's not under your control? The answer lies in your self-worth, your dignity, and your inner peace. Chasing someone who is pulling away is like trying to catch water with your hands. It's futile and leaves you feeling empty. Instead, the Stoic approach encourages you to stand firm in your self-worth. If someone is pulling away from you, let them go. It's not about being cold or insensitive. It's about realizing that you can't control how others feel or act, but you have complete control over how you choose to respond. Let's face it, this is not easy. Resisting the urge to chase someone requires considerable inner strength. However, it's about having faith that if someone truly values you, they will show it. It's about refusing to let someone else's behavior define your worth. It's about affirming, I deserve respect, and if you can't see that, someone else will. This mindset transforms everything. It puts the power back in your hands. You are no longer subject to the unpredictable actions of someone else. You are in control of how you feel and what you do. It's empowering and, frankly, liberating. And here's the twist. When you stop chasing others and start investing in yourself, in your life, in your development, amazing things happen. You naturally attract individuals who are drawn to your confidence and self-worth. It's like you are sending out a message that declares, I value myself and I know it. So let's internalize this lesson. Let's reaffirm that we never need to chase anyone. Let's adopt a Stoic mindset in our relationships, composed, self-sufficient, and focused on what we can control. It's about finding inner peace within ourselves, not seeking validation from others. Conclusion. As we reach the end of our conversation today, I want you to hold on to something very important. In the vast tapestry of life, your self-worth is like the brightest thread that ties everything together. Just as the Stoics believed, you can decide how to respond to what happens around you. Don't forget, you are in control of your own honor and self-esteem. Embrace your inner strength. Let your actions, decisions, and boundaries reflect the incredible person you are. And if you ever doubt yourself, remember this moment and the Stoic wisdom we've discussed. Life is not just something you endure, it's an opportunity to evolve, becoming stronger and wiser every day. We'd love to hear from you. Leave us a comment below or type "I am inspired" if today's video touched your heart. If you found value in our discussion about improving your social dynamics through Stoic-inspired wisdom, please like this video and share it with your friends. Your support allows us to continue producing content that truly makes a difference. Remember to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any updates. We have many more videos on a variety of intriguing topics, so dive in for more insights and guidance. Don't forget to explore the recommended videos on your screen for more empowering and enlightening content. If you enjoyed our conversation today, why not explore more? Check out our playlist displayed on the screen. It's filled with more insights, stories, and tips designed to help you navigate life with more wisdom and confidence. Thank you for joining us on this Stoic journey. Remember always, the power to shape our happiness lies in our own hands, and through the constant practice of virtue and understanding of the things within our control, we can find peace and fulfillment. Keep exploring the depths of Stoicism in your daily life. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who might benefit from Stoic wisdom. Until next time, may Stoic wisdom light your way.